Across the globe, achievements of 3D printing continue to be highlighted, and some will leave you contemplating if it is possible. The technology has been adopted in various industries, from health, architecture, education, confectionery, fashion, to automotive.
3D printing is the future, because it will cut down on manufacturing. Instead of you going to get a mold from China to come do casting in Kenya, it cuts down the cost of everything by just designing and printing.
Since its invention in 1986, it is only 3 years ago that the use became extensive. So what exactly is 3D printing or additive manufacturing?
3D printing, it's normally defined as an additive manufacturing process, meaning we have an input. In our case, it's ABS plastic, where you feed into a hot end, and then it prints objects which have been designed in 3 dimensions, meaning it has an X and Y and Z coordinates. Any physical object, example, this ring it's already made, yeah. And the difference between a 3D printer and a printer is that the 3D printer will give you a ready-made object, ready for use, as opposed to printing on paper, which is just, a feel.
Karl-Heinz Samenjo is one of the founders of West for 3D, a startup that is in the business of making the printers locally.
We submitted a proposed project that we can be printing shoes for Giga-infected persons in Kenya. And apparently that project took us to the final stage of the competition. Back then it was between myself, Roy Mbati, and one of my friends called Harris Anyali. And just how can we begin to apply 3D printing in our very own context?
Waste for 3D is not just a catchy title for the tech firm. As the name denotes, Samenjo says the printers are made locally with no importation of any material, with all components being recycled electronic waste.
Basically, we recycle all electronic components from old printers, be it photocopy machines, just to come up with this. So it's sort of a cost-effective printing, but more of how can we make the social impact, the growth from providing services of 3D printing to the market.
To print a 3D object, first, you create the virtual design of the object through a computer-aided design, CAD, using a modeling software. The computer is then connected to the printer. This uses various materials such as metal, plastic filament, or any other material depending on what you want to print.
This is ABS plastic, which has been ground into small pellets, and then we'll be able to use this in our machine. Now this is an extruding filament extruder, where which we design ourselves, and this machine, it's supposed to melt and extrude these pellets into filaments. Now the filaments comes out like this, the end product. So this is what we use in the printer to print the objects.
Now 3D printing is a technology that is gaining momentum each day. And just to show you how this particular technology works, we're going to print this particular object right here on a computer. And then in 15 minutes, we're going to see the end results on the 3D printer. And this is the end product.
Once you input this filament, it goes to the hot end, and then the hot end actually prints on the print bed. And this print bed, it's a hot bed as well.
It is worthy to note that the 3D printers do not have standards given the size of objects to be printed. That is, cars, cups, smaller screws, prosthetic heart, kidney, limbs, teeth, chocolate bars, dresses, and the list goes on and on.
The longer the rods, the bigger the printer. Like if you look closely here, this is the bigger version of our printer. Now these are the X rods. These X rods here are longer than this.
Buying a 3D printer would cost you as much as 1.8 million shillings, but Samenjo says if made locally, it could be as cheap as 27,000 shillings, meaning you can print whatever you desire in your house. Ronald Owili, Techzone.